What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are doing some pattern testing. So today we're going to be testing out the Winchester Super X. It's the waterfowl steel shot. That's all you can use for waterfowl nowadays. So this is a 12 gauge. It's a 3.5 inch shell. Velocity is 550, and it's 1 3/8 ounce of shot, and it's number 2 shot. So we're going to be giving that a go. There's the box if you want to know exactly what it looks like. This pattern test is going to be a little bit different than a normal pattern test. We're going to be testing the pattern obviously on these little targets I drew up here. We got 10-inch circles, and this one here is for the 40-yard shot. No, it's not a perfect circle. I am not an artist. I don't know, I can keep on, I'll say that always. But we got one for 40 and one for 20 yards. We're going to test those two patterns. We also have some water jugs that I'm going to shoot at around 30 yards and see how well they explode and how fast they drain the water, I guess, maybe. And I also got a piece of tin to replicate the feathers of like a goose, because we all know if you shoot at a goose when its wings are closed, it is just like armor. Very rarely will a BB penetrate it unless maybe it's tungsten or something along the lines of that. But I don't like spending a lot of money on shells. I just find no need in it. So I run normal steel shot for waterfowl. So here's the piece of tin right here we're going to be using. It's just roofing tin. I'm going to put that at probably 30 yards because I find that to be like the most average shot you take at waterfowl. If you do decoy hunting, typically they're 30 yards or even closer, depending on how you can decoy them. But like I said, goose and duck wings are like armor when they're closed, which is why most everyone will tell you to wait until the wings open to take a shot, because then your BBs can penetrate. And very rarely when you shoot at a goose with their wings closed that the BBs will actually penetrate, unless you're shooting like a tungsten or something similar to that. But without further ado, I'm going to build my gun here, and we're going to place a target at 20 yards and see how many BBs we can get on target. So here's the shell right here. It's 3.5 inch. I'm going to throw this in the gun. We got the target set back there at 20 yards, and we're going to shoot this thing. Okay guys, so in this pattern testing video, I'm going to be using the Browning Invector DS choke tubes. It comes with the Browning A5. It comes with 3 different chokes. But I'm using the improved modified. There's also for the steel shot, there's a modified half, and then there's an improved modified 3/4, I believe. So I'm going to be using the improved modified. Yeah, so we're going to load up a shell here and take a shot. So this is one of the first 3.5 inch duck and goose loads I've had out of my A5. So let's see how it goes. Holy crap, those suckers kick. I'm so used to a 3-inch shell. It's so funny. But that looked like it walloped the box pretty darn good. Let's go take a peek. Alright guys, so this was shot number 1 at 20 yards. And you can see there's a pile of pellets in there. I think I might have pulled it to the, I guess it would be the right hand side a little bit. That was most likely me. But even in this 10-inch circle, there is a pile of pellets. Let me count them up real quick and I'll let you know. So just in that 10-inch circle, guys, there was 89 pellets. That is for sure a dead goose or a dead duck. So now we're going to step back out to 40 yards and take a shot then. Alright guys. Next shot here is at 40 yards. I don't even know if you can see the target or not. Right back there. Let's take a shot here. This is quite a poke for waterfowl, I think. I've never had, I have shot ducks and geese farther than 40 yards and killed them, but that's quite a ways. So here we go. 40-yard shot. I think I definitely might have shot low on that, or my pattern just spread it out so far that it hit dirt. Alright guys, so we're back here with the pattern. This is a 40-yard shot, and for number 2s, it's not really that bad. I like number 4s personally, but there's 18 pellets in the 10-inch circle. Now, is that good? Not really, but if you look over here, if this was the 10-inch circle, right here, that would have been really good. There would have been like probably upwards of almost 30 in there, and that would have been definitely a dead bird. So I'm going to shoot a group again at 20 yards and again at 40 yards, and we're going to take the best of both of the papers, because I think I'm pulling to the right, but I could be wrong. Alright guys, we're at that 40-yard shot again. Let's I'm going to get a good, I'm going to lean up against the truck, make sure I'm nice and stable. But here we go. Alright guys, so I just got back from pulling the pattern at 40 yards, and definitely a lot better. This I can work with. So we got, let's see here, we got 24 pellets at 40 yards, number 2 pellets at 40 yards, which is quite a poke. Again, quite a poke for waterfowl. And if you look over here, there definitely is some pellets that are straying this way, and that could just, again, that could be me. I am not good. I am better at leading birds, leading them and shooting them 10 times better than trying to hold still on a bird and shoot it. But now I got the target set up for 20 yards again, and we're going to shoot that and see if we can't make something happen. Okay guys, so here's the patterns. The best of the 20 yard was the 89 pellets, and that is a phenomenal pattern for number 2 shot at 20 yards. That's freaking awesome. And the best of the 40 yards was actually the second shot I took, and it was 24 pellets, which is still plenty to kill a bird. You gotta think, like, a duck or a goose is not shaped in a circle, clearly. It's probably, you know, whatever. Something like this, or whatever. So you gotta think, if that was a goose, which it does not look anything like a goose, trust me, I can tell, but you gotta think that's all pellets in the body. I mean, if it was flying this way, whatever. You know, if its head was pointing this way, it's still gonna have plenty of pellets in the head and neck area, which is gonna drop it faster than a body shot. So I'm happy with these patterns. I'm gonna try out the shells for this season for sure. But right now, we're gonna take and put out some water jugs and shoot these at, I don't know, 25, 30 yards. I'm going to go with 30 and see how they do. Alright guys, we're going to go for that big old water jug first. That one's at 30 yards. Loading 3 of these 3.5-inch shells in here. But I got 3 targets out. This big water bottle, that's at 30 yards. Hopefully that looked cool on camera. Alright guys, 20-yard shot on the old applesauce duck right there, or apple juice duck right there. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, that thing cooked. That was awesome. Then we got a brisk water bottle duck right there. It's a hybrid, you can tell. That thing also got destroyed. Alright, let's walk up here and check out the carnage. Oh yeah. Yeah. That guy didn't make it. That poor brisk duck. That sucker dead. Yeah, I'd say he's a bleeding right there too. See how we almost split him completely in half. These shells are pretty good, and the nice thing is they're a budget shell. Well, nowadays a budget shell. Oh yeah, look at that. That one got destroyed. There's actually some pellets in here, so I want to actually look at those. Let's do some examining here, guys. So, I'm reading off these shells, or reading about these shells. People say that they think Winchester's just throwing basically whatever is on the table at the time, or they pick up what's off the floor for the miscellaneous shot pellets. and just dump them into shells. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. I've always liked Winchester ammunition a lot. They seem to do the best out of my Browning and my Mossberg, besides the Rio Blue Steel. That is my all-time favorite, but I couldn't find them, so I had to work with what I got. So let's just look at a few of these pellets that are in here. The bottle's empty now. So we do have, for the most part, all these pellets are the same size. There's one that is a little bit squished, but I don't know. That could have been hitting off another pellet. That could have been from anything. All these are pretty similar sized pellets, besides just this one right here. It's got a little bit of a divot in it, I guess. You can see it. But other than that, I don't really understand the problem with what people are having with them. I think they shoot pretty darn good out of my gun. I'm plenty happy with that pattern. But what I want you guys to do right now is go hit the subscribe button for one, and for two, go leave a comment and tell me if you think the shotgun pellets are going to go through this piece of tin I got here. I'm going to go set the tin up, and I'm going to give you a second to comment. Alright guys, here we go. 20-yard shot on a piece of tin. I'm taking a little bit of cover behind my truck just in case. I have my safety glasses on. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's go take a look at that. We had none come back on us, so let's go see if it penetrated. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Every single one of them went through. There's no dents, no divots. That's an awesome freaking pattern right there. Look at that. That's what you should be testing your pattern on anyways, is a big piece. I bet you if you counted that, there'd be all 100 and whatever it is, 75 I think pellets in there. So that's a good test right there. Now guys, obviously this is not as big as a goose. It's probably like maybe the size of a duck or something. Look at that pattern into that thing. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not going to destroy a duck. I mean, even with, I drew it so the head wouldn't hit very many pellets, but even with 1, 2, and 3 in the beak, that is a cooked duck. 2 pellets hit a duck or a goose in the neck, they're done. But all those body shots right there, that is going to absolutely, every time, 100% kill a duck or goose. So guys, I might have mentioned earlier that this shell, this Winchester Super X waterfowl shell, was a budget shell, and for today's economy and everything, it definitely is a budget shell. But I'm going to do the math on it right now. So you can buy a case of these. I went to Cabela's and bought a case of these for, they're $280, but with tax, you're talking $300. So if you do the math on these shells, 250 shells divided by 300 bucks, you're talking 83 cents a shell. Now, if you move up to like the tungstens and stuff, I've seen tungstens go for like almost $500 a case. Now that is just, in my opinion, it's not needed. Unless you're shooting at ranges greater than 40 yards, it's not needed at all. Some people, they swear by them, and I've never shot them, but every duck or goose I shoot at, if I hit it, it's dead. It's just the way it is. So I hope you guys like this video, and maybe it's changed your opinion on the shells and all the talk that people have said these shells are awful, they're garbage. I don't think they are. I'm going to hunt with these this year, and I guarantee you I'm going to kill a bunch of ducks and geese. I think these shells, you've seen how it penetrated through the tin. I think that they're going to cut through the duck and geese feathers like nothing. Personally, I always wait for the ducks and geese to open their wings if I can, because you just have that, you just have more of an opportunity to punch through and kill. So I don't know what else to say, guys, except for hit the subscribe button, obviously, and make sure to like this video. Comment down below if something else you want me to test. I'll test any shotgun shells, it doesn't matter. But I gotta know from you guys what you want to see, so I can put it out there for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all, and catch you on the next one. Aside from my soul.